Hi, welcome to South First. This is Srilakshmi Soman from Kerala. Today we have with us Advocate Subhash Chandran, who is representing Nimisha Priya, who has been sentenced to death in Yemen, Sana. Let's welcome him. Thank you, Mr. Subhash, for joining us today. First of all, I'm very curious to know about your journey as a legal representative or legal professional. How did you get involved in Nimisha Priya's case?
I am involved with this organization, Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council, since 2021. This organization has been formed in 2020 by some eminent Malayali NRIs and local Kerala Sabha members. So, the Nimisha's verdict by the trial court, it came in 2020 and it was widely reported by some Malayalam newspapers. So we came to know. Actually, she was arrested by the Yemeni police in 2017 and tried by the Yemeni court in 3 years. But we were not aware. None of the Indians were aware about her this trial, arrest and trial. So when she's sentenced to death, it reported by the media and the Malayali diasporas came to know. So they formed an organization called Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council. And thereafter, they approached me in 2021 for some legal advice.
So it's been a long journey, right?
Yeah, it's been a long journey.
Okay. So we know majority of the nation, and believe majority of the nation stands with Nimisha Priya and prays for her, and we are standing in solidarity with her. But we can't ignore some questions like how can we portray Nimisha Priya as a victim? Because after all, she committed a murder, a crime, she murdered a foreigner in their land. So how can we portray Nimisha as a victim? What's your response to those who raise such questions?
In fact, Nimisha is not a because we call Nimisha as a victim of war, because when she was arrested in 2017, when this alleged offense happened in 2017, that time she didn't get a proper legal defense there. The internal conflicts, serious conflicts were going on in Yemen, and she was arrested by the local Yemeni police and she was put into jail and she faced the trial there. She didn't get a legal defender there. There was no lawyer to represent Nimisha. So finally the trial court appointed a local lawyer. So it was not sufficient to defend a person in a murder trial. That was a free legal aid by a local counsel from there. So he didn't defend. And moreover, she was compelled to sign many confessional documents, which was in Arabic language. So there was no interpreters, no these translators.
She didn't know Arabic.
She did know Arabic. Oh. So means she can speak in Arabic, but she cannot read and write Arabic. So these documents, the confessional documents, were in Arabic language, and she did not know what she is signing. So all this confessional document led to this death sentence, because she admitted in the document. She admitted that those were confessional statements. So that led to her death sentence. So that's why we call her as a victim of war or victim of the internal conflict there. So the trial is over. Now we cannot demand the trial court to reopen it. There is no provision in the Yemen legal system like reopening or something like that. So she didn't get a proper legal defense there. That's why. And in fact, when I talked to Nimisha regarding this case, she said she was not supposed to murder him, to kill him. She wanted to get her passport, which was confiscated by the sponsor, the victim in this case. So she was trying to sedate him and get her passport and run away from there, because after being a victim of many kind of tortures, I don't want to mention the kind of tortures at this moment, because we are in a negotiation, we are looking for the blood money process. So we don't want to blame anymore about the victim, but she was undergone through the many kind of tortures, and she wanted to run away from there. So she tried to sedate him, and that was overdosed, and unfortunately he passed away. So it was an accident. So
not a murder.
Not a murder. Not a committed or not a. There was no intention to kill him. So it was an accident, in fact. So she should get a proper legal defense on that aspect, but unfortunately she didn't get. And thereafter we made some request to the Indian embassy after forming this Save Nimisha Priya International Council. We pressured the government of India. We moved the Delhi High Court, and thereafter only the Indian mission there appointed a local lawyer to defend her to file an appeal before the first appellate court. But that was in an appellate stage. The trial, she didn't get a proper legal defense in the trial court.
Sir, it's only 2 days back that we got to know that the death sentence was not approved by Yemen's president. Instead, it's approved by the leader of the Houthi Supreme Political Council, or rebel president. So, is this making the matter so complex? Like, is there any channel, I mean, any direct channel to Houthis except Iran?
In this case, we are facing a lot of challenges. The Nimisha Priya International Action Council, or whoever is involved. I am not saying that only Nimisha Priya International Action Council is involved in this. Many other prominent, eminent personalities like Justice Kurian Joseph, Mr. MEA Yusuf Ali, all are trying in their own way to save the life of Ms. Nimisha Priya. We contacted many these prominent NRIs and like Justice Kurian Joseph. So they are all on board. They are trying with their own personal capacities. But everybody, including the Save Nimisha Priya and International Action Council, we are facing serious challenges because there is a travel ban since 2016. Indian government has banned the travel to Yemen since 2016, and the financial transactions to Yemen is also banned by the Indian government. And there is no Indian diaspora over there, and no Indian activists are there. So if this would have been any other country, any other GCC country or any other part of the world, we could have easily reached out to the family and we could have requested them to come to the negotiation table. But here only few persons are there who are dealing with who were coordinating with the Save Nimisha Priya and the International Action Council, and with their direction we were acting. So these persons, they initially asked us to pay $40,000 as pre-negotiation expenses. In fact, we cross-checked with the many other these prominent Islamic scholars. Is there any provision? Is there any procedure like that in any other country? So they said there is no procedure like pre-negotiation. But here they convinced us that the persons who were dealing with us, the local lawyer appointed by the Indian embassy and the one Mr. Samuel Jerome, these persons were coordinating the negotiations. So they were coordinating with the Nimisha Priya International Action Council. So they said there is a procedure in Yemen. So we will have to convince the tribal leaders first, and for that we need 40,000 USD. That's around 37 lakh Indian rupees. And they demanded to pay that in 2 installments, and they will give the status of the discussions. So when we sent Nimisha's mother from here, the initial first installment was paid by the Nimisha Priya Action Council, the $20,000, and thereafter we were waiting for the updates. We were requesting them to update us what is the status, what is going on there. Unfortunately, we didn't get any update from there. And then after 4 or 5 months, they started again pressurizing us to send the second installment. So there was a serious conflict between the Nimisha Priya Action Council. One group was saying that we should get the updates, then only we should send the second installment, and other group was saying that no, we should send the money. Why we were saying that we should get the updates? Because this was a crowd-funded amount. We raised this amount from the public, general public. So we are responsible to the public. We should inform them what's happening with their money, how we spend that money, so how it's reached the mission. So unfortunately we didn't get that. And what has happened is in second week of December, the other group who were in favor of sending the money without the updates, they sent the second installment without the approval of the Nimisha Priya International Action Council. So anyway, we thought, okay, if it helps to save the Nimisha Priya's life, then we should not object that. So, but that was sent without the consent of the chairman of the Nimisha Priya Action Council, without the consent of the treasurer of the, without the knowledge of the, even without the knowledge of the treasurer of the Nimisha Priya Action Council. And they send this money, a few persons who are supposed to handle the bank account, they sent without the consent of or concurrence of the office bureau, even the office bureau of the Nimisha Priya Action Council. And the amount was transferred on 27th. The second installment was transferred on 27th of December, and it reached on same day. And very interestingly or unfortunately, on 28th itself, the person, Mr. Samuel Jerome, who was coordinating with us, he left the WhatsApp group. Means we created a WhatsApp group to coordinate all these activities, and we were in touch with the WhatsApp group. We were in conversation through the WhatsApp group. So immediately after receiving the second installment, he left the WhatsApp group, and within 3 days he left the WhatsApp group on 28th, and 30th the news came. He informed the media like that the Yemeni president has given the approval, the assent for the death execution of Ms. Nimisha Priya, which was later denied by the Yemen embassy.
Yeah.
So there are many lapses, many gaps in this communication, and we are in a means we are put into the black, something like we are not having the proper information updates from there. So these all gaps and lapses creates a doubt even inside the Nimisha Priya Action Council. So this is the present situation.
So you said like there is a ban on financial transactions too. So then how we send the money?
So initially the local lawyer was demanding to send the money to his personal account there.
Okay. There is no an account, a separate account created for all these things?
We have created a account in India for collecting this crowd fund for the blood money negotiations and for paying the blood money. So we have the Nimisha Priya International Action Council has a bank account, Indian bank account in Palakkad district. Okay, but we don't have any account in there. So initially the lawyer was asking to pay the amount to his personal account, to which we said no, we will not do that because we are responsible to the general public. And then we requested the Indian embassy. The lawyer we informed that the Indian embassy that the lawyer is demanding such and such demands, like for the for $40,000 for the pre-negotiation expense. So the Indian embassy should facilitate that. So they said we will receive means after a long fight, means then they said we will receive the amount and we will hand over. We are not responsible for anything. And we sent the amount through Indian embassy. We remitted this $20,000 and later the second installment also to the account of Indian embassy, which they have transferred to the local lawyer.
So still some people have confusions about this case. Like Nimisha Priya was brave enough to set up a hospital in Yemen along with the husband, and Talal was their family friend. And they successfully set up the hospital also as well. Like what happened next? Her husband and daughter decided to came back to India, and why she chose to stay there alone?
When I spoke to Nimisha about this, what she said is, see, she is like any other Indian or any other the migrants who are going to the abroad with many ambitions. So she went to Yemen, I think in 2011 or 2012, and then she was working in some private hospital there. So she realized that the opportunities there to set up a own clinic there. And in 2014 she got married to Tommy. So then she took him to Yemen also. They were staying there. A baby girl was born in there. So that time they decided to start a clinic there, and they found, according to Yemeni law, there should be a local sponsor for starting a clinic or business there. So they found Mr. Talal Abdul Muhammad there, and he agreed to that, and all of them came to Kerala together. With the Mr. Talal also came to Kerala with Nimisha's family, Nimisha and Nimisha's husband here, and they stayed here I think around 1 month, and that was for her daughter's baptism also. And thereafter Nimisha and Talal went back to Yemen, and the plan was Mr. Tommy and the child will join later on. So they stayed here for more days, and they were supposed to go back to Yemen. So unfortunately, in between the civil wars started, and the travel bans were put on. So the husband and daughter could not go back to Yemen, and then they went there. Nimisha and Talal went there. They started their this clinic as they decided. So thereafter, when the victim came to know that this travel ban, and he realized that the husband is not going to come back very soon, so the financial exploitation slowly started. So he was taking the profits or the earnings from the clinic, and slowly it turned to other kind of tortures also. So then she was alone there. No, none, means most of the Indians were left by that time, and Indian diasporas, nobody was there. And initially she made some complaint to the Yemeni police, and he was arrested. So he also made some false allegation against her, and she was also arrested and put in jail. So this happened, and thereafter, when this torture was unbearable, or it crossed a limit, then she decided to get her passport and run away, and which all led to this unfortunate incident.
So you said like the dispute between Talal and Nimisha Priya, is that only over the financial profit or financial benefit from this hospital, right?
See, actually,
Is he have any other intention? Like,
I do not want to go into those things at this point of, because we are trying for a negotiation with the victim's family. So I don't want to blame him or defame him anymore by saying anything like that. But there was some serious tortures which was faced by Nimisha Priya financially and in other manners, which led to this decision. Because at this point my comments may create a problem for the negotiation with the victim's family, so I don't want to go any more to that.
Okay. So the Action Council has paid the pre-negotiation fee. Then why still we can't bring Talal's family to the negotiation table?
That question, we are also raising the same question, because the local lawyer, Mr. Samuel Jerome, they said after paying this 2 installment of means 20,000, total $40,000, they will discuss, they will bring the tribal leaders, they will convince the tribal leaders first, and the tribal leaders will bring the victim's family, Talal's family, to the negotiation table. That was the offer from the local lawyer and Mr. Samuel Jerome. So we believe that, and we paid the amount, but we didn't get any relief, we didn't get any updates. So this is a question for us also.
Is there any latest update from Samuel Jerome?
No, actually, after receiving the second installment, as I said, he left the WhatsApp group. He discontinued all communication with Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council. Now he is only giving some newses to the media, which was later denied by the Yemeni embassy and something like that. So it's not very means the newses which are given by him also denied by the Yemeni embassy. So we do not know actually what's happening. That's why repeatedly after when this news came, or before that also, we are repeatedly requesting the Indian embassy, the Indian mission, the Ministry of External Affairs to intervene to this issue by considering the present political situation over there. Because Yemen is an exceptional country from any other part of the world where a group is ruling which is not recognized by the United Nations or any other countries in the world. So in fact, I personally tried to contact Amnesty International, I personally tried to contact Red Cross, I personally tried to contact International Organization on Migrant, IOM. So they all said we don't have any presence there, and we cannot help in this matter. So this is the situation, the reality there, and that's why if anybody can help us, that is only the government of India, which can do some intervention through the diplomatic channel.
Yes.
So in fact, India may not be having a good relation with the Houthis there, but India has a good relation with Iran,
yes,
which support the Houthi ruling government there. So India can request, even the diplomatic team who landed in India, in Delhi, when there were some questions were put to them by the media regarding this Nimisha Priya case. So they said we are ready to intervene to this issue. So Indian government, the Ministry of External Affairs should use that opportunity and do something, something to bring this victim's family to the negotiation table. And we every time we made it clear that we don't want a single penny from the Indian exchequer. Nimisha Priya Action Council is ready to raise whatever amount is demanded by the victim's family as blood money. We are ready to raise it as a crowd fund and to pay to the victim's family. But we are not in a position to reach to the victim's family for the blood money negotiation. We need a proper support, a strong support from the Ministry of External Affairs for bringing them to the negotiation.
What was the response, sir? What was MEA's response?
See, whenever we approach MEA with regard to the Nimisha Priya's case, before we approach for the travel permission, for the legal support there, so every time the response from the MEA was not very positive. In fact, it was negative. So we had to file many petitions before the High Court. When we approached for the legal support for the travel permission of Nimisha's mother, they denied that, the MEA denied that permission. So we filed a petition for Delhi High Court initially in 2022, and when the petition came for the consideration, they said we will extend the legal support. Then only they appointed a local lawyer there for the for filing the appeal. Then thereafter, when we approached in 2023 again for the travel permission, they denied. They opposed the petition like anything in the court, and rejecting their contentions, Delhi High Court directed them to grant the travel permission. So with Delhi High Court direction only, we got the opportunity to, the mother got the opportunity to travel over there. So now after this the recent developments, we are trying to we may send many emails to them, many communications to them, and they did not send even a single reply to that. The only one help the Indian mission has done is for transferring this fund. So they agreed to transfer this fund, and they facilitated for transferring this fund. That's the thing. So the Indian mission can do. See, we have many other experiences, like from Qatar, 7 sailors were sentenced to death,
Yes.
and the Indian government intervened to that. So we have previous experiences where the Indian mission or the Indian government is actively involved, the lives of the Indians can be saved. So, but we do not know why in such cases, in the case of Nimisha Priya, the common ordinary Indian NRIs, the approach of the Indian government is not that much positive.
Sir, in Sharia law, it is possible to save even a murderer if the victim's family pardon them. So we have a positive example of Abdul Rahim in front of us, who is set to be freed from the Saudi jail soon. If this doesn't happen in Nimisha Priya case, what is our next? Like, is there any option in front of us?
No, what updates we receive from there, all the legal options are exhausted now. Okay. So there is no legal options for Nimisha Priya in this, because we filed the appeal in the first appellate court, which was rejected, partly rejected, because when the first appellate court considered her case, it has granted an option for the blood money. Initially the trial court did not give the option for the blood money, but the trial court, the first appellate court has given that option for Nimisha Priya. This was reported by the Mr. Samuel Jerome and the local lawyer. We do not know. Actually, one another thing, which interesting thing is, which I want to share is, we from the initial stage, we are requesting the persons who are dealing there to share the judgments of the trial court, the first appellate court, the Supreme Judicial Council with the Nimisha Priya International Action Council. So first they said it's in Arabic language. We said we can translate it, no problem. We just want to go through it. As a lawyer, I want to go through it. I want to see what are the findings of the trial court or the first appellate court.
Yes.
And they said no, we need $2,000 for the translated copies of that. to which we paid also. We paid $2,000 for getting the translated copies of this trial court
Still
judgment.
we didn't get the document.
Still, after we are in 2025, we paid I think 2021 or 22, but still we didn't get the document. So that's why I'm saying from the very beginning, the persons who are dealing, who are helping or who are coordinating with us from Yemen, they are not providing the proper documents or the updates to Nimisha Priya International Action Council. Every time we are forced to transfer the amount huge amounts for the getting the copies of the judgment for pre-negotiation amount. But after paying that, we are not getting any updates or documents. So this is the thing. So according to Sharia law, coming to your question, according to Sharia law, there is a possibility if the victim's family is ready to accept the blood money and pardon the accused, then the life of the accused can be saved. So now in Nimisha's case, that option is only available, and which is not exhausted yet. So this has to be decided by the victim's family. The final call has to come from the victim's family. They can accept the blood money and pardon her. They can deny also, but that decision is totally up to the victim's family. And the amount is also the quantum of the blood money, that can be decided by the victim's family. That may be a single Yemeni riyal. If they are accepting a single Yemeni riyal and pardoning her, that can be possible. If they may ask a huge amount also. So the quantum, the decision for accepting the blood money and the quantum of blood money, that is totally up to the victim's family.
So what was the latest update from Samuel Jerome, and are you in touch with Nimisha Priya's mother, Prema Kumari?
We filed a petition for Delhi High Court for travel permission. So Delhi High Court the judge asked us with whom she will be traveling, considering the political situation there, the safety issues there, with whom she will be traveling. So we said one person is there, one Indian is there, who is having his own some job or business there. So he will be helping her. And then Delhi High Court asked us to provide the details of Mr. Samuel Jerome. We provided the details of Samuel Jerome and his consent also. And we sent her in the month of, I think, April or May 2020.
April.
Yeah, April 2024. So last more than 8 months she is staying there. And we were in touch. She is in touch with us, Nimisha Priya International Action Council, and even I was talking to her personally. But when we raise these questions or when we raise our concerns, so slowly Jerome started not letting us to contact her directly. But being a mother of Nimisha, being the mother of Nimisha, she is very hopeful. She wants to bring her daughter from the gallows. So she is trying her best. She is very hopeful, and she is feeling like only Samuel is there to help her. So she is totally dependent on him. But we asked Mr. Samuel Jerome, the Nimisha Priya Action Council, in the last 3 months we are repeatedly asking him to send her back, because staying there which will make no sense or no positive reactions, and moreover her health condition is not very favorable. So we asked Mr. Jerome. She wanted to meet her daughter. She met her twice.
Yes.
And now the negotiation can be done through the missions or the embassy or the diplomatic channel only. So there is no we need not to keep her more there in Yemen. And I don't know why he is not sent her back, but still she is there staying with Mr. Jerome there.
Yes. So finally, is Nimisha Priya's daughter, is she aware about all these gallows or cows happening?
Yeah, she is. She is, because I met her once when we went for a television show with Mr. Srikantan Nair in this channel. So I was there with mother, husband and daughter. So I spoke to her personally. So now she is 11 years old,
Yeah.
and she is aware of all this case about her mother and the process there. And moreover, she is watching the news, she is reading the newspapers. So she is aware of the ongoing or the case of her mother, and she is very hopeful. She is repeatedly requesting us, Nimisha Priya Action Council, to bring her mother from the galleys. So we hope it can be done with the help of Ministry of External Affairs, with the positive and active intervention of the Indian government through a diplomatic channel. So we again finally we urge the Indian government to intervene to this issue
Yes.
and bring the victim's family to the negotiation table. Again, we are making it clear that we don't want a single penny from the Indian Exchequer. We are ready to raise the entire amount
By
by crowdfund. So, considering the prevailing political situation there, the Indian government should use the diplomatic channels to bring the victim's family for the negotiations.
Yes. So let's hope for the best.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Bye.